As I tell you a little bit about my journey through McQuaid, we might as well start all the way at the beginning. I was a student at St. Rita's Elementary School, and unlike any other students in my class, I knew where I wanted to go to high school in third grade. And the school I wanted to go to was McQuaid. In third grade, I was told by my parents that McQuaid Jesuit was the best high school in the Rochester area. Right then and there, my mind was set. I was sold. No alternatives, no other options. McQuaid was my choice, and it was set in stone. But before I could attend McQuaid, I had to finish 6th grade at St. Rita's. 6th grade was usually the time when all high schools in the area were trying to persuade new students to come to their high schools. With me, they were just wasting their time. My gut had already told me that I was going to McQuaid. One day, the entire 6th grade class was required to shadow at Aquinas, but you wouldn't find me there. I stayed home that day. Thank you. I stayed home that day because before even taking the entrance exam, I was already committed to the rivalry. A few months after I took the entrance exam, I was accepted into McQuaid, and I've been bleeding black and gold ever since. I got to McQuaid that following autumn. Everyone always tells you how different things are when you transition from elementary school to middle school, but it doesn't quite hit you until the first day of school. The amount of students, the intense coursework, the lack of girls, it was all overwhelming to say the least. But from day one, McQuaid students are taught something important. They are taught to persevere through adversity and overcome challenges. McQuaid Jesuit fosters an idea that many public schools have forgotten. Failure can create greatness. While my friends at public schools were receiving gold stars with their Common Core tests, I was at McQuaid, pushing myself to take daring courses and step outside my comfort zone. McQuaid gave me an opportunity to become the best version of myself that I would have never found if I wasn't pushed. From that moment on, I can't even recall what a comfort zone is. The first step I took outside my comfort zone was playing modified volleyball. I was an awkward 7th grader trying to play what I considered, a girl sport. Nevertheless, I chose to stick with it, and within a few weeks, I was hooked. I'm now a state champion who's looking for a second ring this year. Thank you. As I got older, I began to do things I would have never imagined. I've always wanted to become a surgeon, but somehow I find myself in the courtroom with the mock trial team. Over the summer, I took the biggest step outside my comfort zone by traveling to the Navajo Indian Reservation with Dylan in Arizona to do service work for a week and a half. In my time at McQuaid, I've gone through a lot of changes, but I found one thing to remain constant. I love this school, and I will always love this school. A Jesuit education emphasizes the importance of reflection, so that's what I did while writing this speech. As I reflected on my years at McQuaid, I think not necessarily about the theorems I've memorized or the Shakespeare plays that I've read, but rather I think of the experiences that I've had with my brothers. I think of the life-changing moments I've had on retreats. I think of the lessons I've learned and how they've changed me. C.S. Lewis has a pretty famous quote about change in which he says, "Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything's different?" For people at most schools, this may be true, but at McQuaid, students are an exception. Even though I take the same classes all year long, there's not a single day at McQuaid that is the same. Every day I come home and my mom asks me the iconic mom question, "How was your day?" And I try to never respond with, "It was good." Rather, I have a story to tell or some new lesson that I can share with her. The daily life of a McQuaid student is always changing. Change at McQuaid Jesuit fuels the growth that students experience when transitioning from boys into men. Tonight, we celebrate the most recent change at McQuaid Jesuit, the grand opening of the Wegmans Family STEM Center. With an economy in desperate need to fill jobs in the rapidly growing STEM field, McQuaid is now able to keep up with the times. With our new addition, teachers in the science, math, and technology departments will be able to properly conduct experiments and teach classes through hands-on experiences. Not to mention, the STEM Center comes with everyone's two favorite words, air conditioning. McQuaid will not only remain the top school in the area, but will be leading the charge with the best STEM facilities a high school can offer. With the proper tools and environment, the new generation of McQuaid Jesuit students will be given the opportunity to continue the legacy of the Knights. Tonight we celebrate a huge leap forward for McQuaid Jesuit. It would not be possible without all the wonderful support we have received. The generous donations of your time, money, and support allow McQuaid's future to look so bright. Thank you to all the benefactors, board members, and especially the Wegman family for giving the current students at McQuaid the opportunity to dominate the STEM field and continue to set fire upon the earth. Thank you, and God bless.